Hello Europe, this is Australia calling. I'm Kyriakos Gold. I'm taking off my SBS hat and we're tuning in to ecotimes.com. Our first video is from Melbourne, Australia with Isaiah Firebrace.
Hello. Yes.
I guess Fiery as your name.
I don't know. I think I'm more conservative.
Right? But you're gonna need to fire it up for Eurovision. You're only 17.
Yes.
Australia already loves him, but we need to introduce you to Europe. Tell us a bit about you.
Well, I'm 17 years old. I grew up not in the city. I grew up in a small, very small town, about 3 hours from Melbourne. And I started singing when I was 3 years old, and I started singing in the church, and as I grew up I sung at like family events, like parties and stuff like that. And then when I was 13, I sang in front of my school for the first time, and that kind of like lit the spark, and then I knew that
boom, and it became fire.
That's what I knew what I wanted to do, and then I went on the X Factor the first time. I forgot my words, and I got sent home.
How old were you then?
I was 15.
And how did it feel? Were you devastated?
It was devastating.
Look what happened now.
But that's another good thing that I want to do. Like, even though you get knocked back by things, it's always important to stand up and keep progressing and following your dreams, because you never know where you'll end up.
Wise words at 17. What's going on? You're supposed to be a crazy teenager.
It's what I've experienced, and it's what I know is right. So yeah.
So you won X Factor here. What was that like?
I thought then that was like here, but now it's like gone.
We're out of the frame.
A bit higher than that. So winning X Factor was a dream come true. Like, I watched that show since it started in Australia, and to be on there, and then to make it a live show from the grand final and to win it was just unbelievable.
Do you think that's prepared you for Eurovision? Because all that intensity, all those live shows, and boot camping, and then nasty coaches.
I definitely feel like it's really gave me a good experience with this, and it's good that it's kind of happened really quickly, because I can kind of fall back on what I know from the X Factor and performing, working with people like that, and it's so weird how it's all just kind of just this big wave.
So the tsunami takes over Australia, and now it's going to Europe. Whose idea was it? How did they break the news to you? And give me some gossip.
After winning the X Factor, I done an interview with this lady from one of the newspapers in Sydney, and she asked me, "So what do you want to do next?" This is a while ago, by the way. And I said, "Oh, I'd like to do Eurovision." I just said it like as if I didn't.
So
really
it was your idea.
It was kind of my unintentional idea. I just mentioned it, and then the journalist, she was like, "Oh my God, wow, what a great idea!" So she wrote the first article about it, and then like everyone jumped on board, like all the talk shows. It kind of just grew from there, and then when I got told that I was actually doing it, it was just unbelievable. And another dream come true, because Eurovision is Eurovision.
Did you watch Eurovision when you were growing up in a little town in the middle of Australia?
It was shown like on SBS around Australia, and I did watch when Guy and Jess and Dami went on it. So
the last 4 years.
Yes, and I've been really like blown away by like the European acts, the productions, and like everything they do, dancing. That's all like wow. And I was mostly impressed by Dami's performance, because that was just.
Oh, come on, sing it just a little bit. Just sing a little bit.
Sound of silence.
Yes.
No, my heart awaits to the sound of silence.
We all love that song.
I love that song.
So it's a big act to follow.
Yeah. A lot of people have like asked, how do you feel about following in Dami's footsteps and Guy's footsteps, placing like fairly high like at the end when they. I'm very happy about how they went, but for me, I think it's pretty kind of unnecessary to be thinking like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to go. Am I going to get higher than John? Am I going to get higher than Guy? Like, I think that's all just unnecessary things to be thinking about. I think every performer should just focus on the performance they have to do and just give it their all and do their best. And whatever happens, happens.
Spot on. And are we to expect like a minimal look like we see today, or will there be like glamour and Eurovision glitter?
Honestly, nothing with the outfit has been like organised. I personally, I would like to wear something like a white suit because that'd look cool with the lights
And really big shoes.
possibly. But
Big shoes.
no outfits have been decided yet. But hopefully, it's something that looks.
But
really,
you
really
do
cool.
have the perfect hair for the wind machine.
The wind machine.
The wind
that
machine.
Good old wind machine. Well, maybe. I'm open to anything. And the Eurovision stage is where you can just go all out and just have the best time.
Absolutely. Tell me a little bit about the song.
Okay.
What does it mean to you? How long have you been rehearsing the song? Is it a new song? Obviously, it's a new song, but is it new to you? Has it been around for a while?
Well, it is kind of new to me, and it was written and produced by DNA at Sony's, and they actually wrote and produced "Sound of Silence" by Dami, and also a whole lot of successful Australian songs. And so I knew I was in good hands with the song, and after being in the studio and listening to it back, I was like, wow, this song is like really awesome. Like in the most modest way. I was listening to
Just 12 points. We don't need anything else.
I was like, wow, this song's awesome, and yeah, I feel like to me it represents my journey and the struggles in my life. I think it's more, to me, it's empowering, the song. I know some people might think it's like a love song, but to me it's empowering, and it reminds me of all the times I travelled for 6 hours down to Melbourne for a whole year to do vocal lessons and to work really hard to make it to the X Factor and getting knocked back and all those ups and downs. I feel like this song is really empowering for me, and that's why I really love it.
I love how grounded you are. You're like just 17, and there's this wisdom that comes out. Is it because of? Are you like? Do you see yourself like an athlete? That you've been training and training and training?
Yeah,
And that's grounding,
Well, I feel like just being brought up in a small town, like having that community feeling and always being there for your friends and family and your community, that's all kind of just really been distilled deep in my heart. And I feel like the way my dad brought me up in a really Christian house and like having good morals and just being really appreciative of just like everything. I feel like that just makes me who I am. Yeah, I mean, there's no need to be all high and mighty these days. It's just always, it's good to be on everyone's level.
Well, that's what Eurovision is all about. It's about community. This year we're celebrating diversity. Now, one of our editors, he asked me to, he's from Greece, like I am. So he wanted to know if you have ever tried anything Greek.
Greek?
Yeah.
Greek salad? That's yum. That's actually probably my favourite salad, was a Greek salad.
With or without lettuce? Because in Australia people put lettuce in it.
I don't know. With the thing I like most is the feta. I love the feta cheese. So good. Like lamb with yogurt. Is that Greek?
Yeah, that's very Greek.
I love the tzatziki dip with chips.
There you go for this. You've got your Greekness.
Yeah, I've heard Greece is really an amazing place, and it's really.
Well, you know, hopefully your promo tour will take you there, and we'll be happy to show you around in Parthenon and take you out to have some lamb and tzatziki. One last question: are you superstitious at all? What do you say to yourself before you go on stage?
I don't really know if it's superstitious, but it's just something that I like to do, and that's just breathe deeply and just focus on what I'm about to do and speak positive and just kind of just really get myself ready. Yeah. But I just can't imagine me on the side of the stage about to sing. Oh, it's just going to be...
You're going to be fine. You already have a lot of... We've seen the comments on Facebook and you're getting a lot of top points. You only need one per country.
Really?
Yeah, one top point per country and you've got it.
Well, like I said, whatever happens, happens. But I'm just really honoured for this opportunity and I'm just so excited.
Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
All the best. See you in Ukraine.
Thank you. Bye.